United Nations Office for Project Services, or UNOPS, help the United Nations and its partners provide peace and security, humanitarian and development solutions. PMO overview, presentation of the company and the PMO. Our mission is to help people build better lives and countries achieve peace and sustainable development. We are focused on implementation, committed to UN values and private sector efficiency, and are the only part of the UN not receiving core funding from taxpayers. Our services covers infrastructure, project management, procurement, financial management, and human resources. Our partners call upon us to supplement their own capacities, improve speed, reduce risks, boost cost effectiveness, and increase quality. The Millennium Challenge Corporation is an innovative and independent U.S. foreign aid agency that is helping lead the fight against global poverty. MCC's assistance covers aspects that strengthen good governance, economic freedom, and investments in people of Niger. In this context, MCC signed a 5-year, $437 million compact with the government of Niger to reduce poverty through economic growth. MCC's assistance to Niger covers aspects that aim primarily at eradicating extreme poverty and promoting economic growth based on increased incomes and the productive and sustainable use of natural resources. Basically, MCC's $437 million Niger Sustainable Water and Agricultural Compact will support improvements to three major constraints to economic growth and investments in Niger. First of all, lack of reliable access to water for agricultural use and livestock. Second, lack of access to markets. And last but not least, a fragmented and inefficient business regulatory system. In partnership with the government of Niger, the MCC Compact will strengthen Niger's agricultural sector by improving water availability, infrastructure, and market access, and has the potential to benefit more than 3.9 million people. The investments are to be made on the following projects. First, a climate resilient community project. Second, irrigation and market access project. The third part is monitoring and evaluation of the logic so that we can assure that the benefits are realized. And the last part is program administration project. As mentioned in the compact, the objectives of each project increase rural incomes through improvements in agricultural productivity and increase in sales resulting from modernized irrigated agriculture and flood management systems with sufficient trade and market access, and increase in incomes from small-scale agricultural and livestock dependent families in eligible communes and livestock corridors in rural Niger by improving crop and livestock productivity, sustaining a natural resources critical to production, supporting growth of agricultural enterprises, and increasing market sales of targeted communities. The government of Niger has designated MCA Niger by decree as the primary agent of the government to implement and manage the program on December 23, 2016, and it is subordinated to the Cabinet of the President of the Republic. PMO Historic. PMO history since it was created. The Millennium Challenge Program Coordination Unit, UCPMC Niger, signed a contract with the United Nations Office for Project Services on May 3, 2017 for program management consultant services. The service order was issued on May 19, 2017. From 29th of May to 2nd of June, a UNOPS mission in Niamey, Niger, was conducted to assess organizational capacity in program management according to good practices. The methodology used was P3M3 model, the British model for portfolio program and project management maturity model. We applied only the program and project components of this model. During this period, the UNOPS team of experts devoted themselves to defining the overall operational plan for the program with a view to clarifying the elements of the master plan. Detailed timelines have been created for an MS project software. This allowed the team to build the program task breakdown structure, the famous WBS, following the critical path logic that will be maintained and updated as needed. In addition, the basic criteria required for the selection of a document management software, a DMS, solution have been established and discussed. More specifically, during this quarter, the team worked on developing a first draft of the communication strategy and plan. The framework of this strategy supports UCPMC and aims to provide guidance to the various stakeholders to help them define jointly with UNOPS a harmonious communication framework that will serve to develop the exchange of information about different projects and activities of the program. Significant efforts were also made to begin the development of a stakeholder management plan. This process is important because it ensures that stakeholders are effectively involved in the decisions and execution of the projects throughout their life cycle. For example, a stakeholder map was created from working sessions with UCPMC and UNOPS employees. The goal is to create an environmental conditions to get the support for projects from the start and anticipate reluctance, conflicts, or competing objectives. During the second quarter of 2017, the team worked on the following tasks: participation in UCPMC coordination meetings, development of the project control system, including but not limited to internal processes, technical follow-up, schedule management, cost, quality, changes, risks, assessments, as well as all other systems and reports needed to meet the needs of all program stakeholders. Advancement of the environmental and social management system, communication plan, situational analysis on gender and social inclusion, animation of several workshops in Niamey with the executives of UCPMC, MCA Niger, to explain the method of value management, result-based management, and program-level risks. We also developed a new management tool that will be shared in the next quarter with the new MCA management team, which will come on board as of January 2018. We also finalized and approved endorsement of number 1 of the UNOPS contract, preparation of the program management plan, and submission to MCA Niger for approval. Finally, as the assessment of lessons learned requires some insight for the past period, we can only list 3 lessons learned of that period. It is important to confirm the validation of key experts before mobilization. Team collocation was resulted in very good collaborations. In accordance with the terms of the contract, UNOPS mobilized the core team for its PMO Compact Program Management Office. This in order to afford technical assistance oriented more towards mentoring and passing on knowledge. UNOPS presented to MCA Niger management its intention to recruit additional consultants, a quality management specialist, a progress reporting officer, 2 planners, and an IT specialist. According to the norms, the whole will be carried in the addendum number 2 to the contract, which will concern the optional period. The details of the mobilization of the team were presented in the mobilization report of the PMO Compact and included in the startup report. During the base period, the team performed the following tasks. 3 versions of essential business process tools were developed. 3 quarterly reports covering the period of 18th of May 2017 to 17th of February 2018 was generated. The first and second versions of the gender mainstreaming and social inclusion plan was submitted. Environmental and social management systems were finalized. Support to the global work plan of the compact was achieved. Support to the creation of a global compact budget was also produced. Program control systems were put in place. Report for the program management system was elaborated. Document management systems was finalized. Communication plan was put in place. Stakeholder engagement plan also was established, and a risk management plan was elaborated. UNOPS also contributed during the base period to an in-depth analysis of the problems of access to the various offices, head office and ancillary premises, as well as security, the field missions. Site visits were conducted for the choice of buildings to assess the need for the improvement necessary to meet the security standards expected by the MCC and UNDSS. Thus, recommendations but also suggestions of appropriate procedures and protocols to be put in place have been submitted to MCA Niger. The second point was facilitated 2 workshops in Niamey with the MCA Niger executives to explain the program's management structure, management processes and their links to the projects, as well as the risks and stakeholder management procedures. UNOPS also provided MS project training for business managers and cross-functional managers. Following the evaluation of the program and project management capacity of UCPMC structure on June 23, 2017, the PMO Compact was developed, a new tool to enable institutional capacity self-assessment workshops for MCA Niger. Another point was the development of version 1 of the RASI matrix for internal processes and for each compact activity that has shared with MCA Niger. The preparation of version 2 and 3 of the program management plan, which have been submitted to MCA Niger for approval. The options for UNOPS contract extension was formally accepted in May, and continuity of the service was assured, with the majority of staff retaining their functions. Moreover, the revised scope of the services has meant that many positions are no longer needed, and the impact of this has been addressed successfully. In addition, a number of changes in senior management were discussed as a plan was formulated and agreed to ensure a smooth transition to the proposed new organizational structure of UNOPS. The quarterly disbursement request process was launched in May in accordance to the requirements of MCC schedule. Inputs have been successfully coordinated and represented an additional benefit from UNOPS PMO services, because the processes has been used as a point of reference for the future development of a formal documented process, which should have an organizational chart, RASIs, matrices, flow diagrams, and so forth, that will further improve efficiency. In June, a planned evaluation of the maturity of program management was undertaken. This was done using an internationally recognized methodology, portfolio program and project management maturity model, the famous P3M3 of the British government. The development of a capacity building plan was started for MCA Niger. This joint approach is coordinated by a small team, including the human resource manager, the information technology manager, and UNOPS, HR, and head of PMO. Data is being collected to identify staff training and development needs. Data collection focuses on mandatory requirements and core needs, particularly with respect to ICT and the program and project management. Individual training needs was also taken into account, and the approach of collecting relevant data in this regard was being developed. This capacity building plan was based on PMI's project manager competency development model, and it was also based on best practices of the UK government. In the period of July, August, September 2019, we can say the highlights were the quarterly disbursement request process was launched in September in accordance to the requirements of MCC schedule, facilitated by UNOPS advisors. A methodological note for the meetings and program and activity steering committees has been approved by the General Director and sent to the different managers. UNOPS supported MCA Niger to assess the capacity of MCA staff in gender and social inclusion. Following the results obtained, training modules for MCA Niger staff were developed on gender and social inclusion. In this period, a survey on the capacity of MCA Niger staff to use the software such as MS Office, MS Project, and so forth was conducted, and the training needs will be integrated in the training plan October, November, December 2019. The highlights of this last quarter of 2019 was a retreat of the MCA Niger senior management facilitated by the head of Pmo Compact in the city called Dosso, which was basically focused on MCA Niger business model and approval of the new start plan, which is basically an improvement initiative decided by the General Director. Another highlight that we can mention was the responses to MCC's comments on the Q4 disbursement request and spending authorization obtained on November 2nd, which means that the disbursement request, which is one of the most important business processes of MCA Niger, have improved definitely from quarter to quarter. Project board meetings were scheduled in October. Establishment of a reform committee to coordinate this activity was also created. Preparation for the integrated mission plan in relation to field missions and MCC missions in Niamey was provided. Support to the program management to develop the service notes on the logistics management and field missions was also facilitated by UNOPS. MIS training for MCA Niger, PA, FA, and UNOPS on disbursement request and procurement plan was also conducted. A disbursement request planning workshop for Q1 to send a draft technical review of MCC by November 27th, which means that the time was reduced and the quality was enhanced. Activity schedules have been updated and a new baseline has been set for the 6 compact activities, replacing the one which was created in January 2018. The continuous improvement of requests for disbursement process are giving its fruits. This time, the disbursement request was approved on time and the quality was enhanced. Also, the governance procedures, which were based on activity and compact level steering committee boards, now have been stabilized and have become mainstream. In this period, we had the visit of the regional director of UNOPS to MCA Niger, but also was received by the President of the Republic of Niger. So this was one of the highlights of this period. Another thing was that we reinforced the staff by hiring a new planner, hiring also a partnership assistant to reinforce our ties with the private sector for the MCA Niger synergy. Another very important event was a Prince 2 preparatory course, which certified 32 MCA Niger managers, engineers, and technicians. But also, we managed to improve the UNOPS personnel by certifying 24 of them in Prince 2 Foundation and 2 of them in Prince 2 Practitioner. Last but not least, we have submitted the 4th version of the tools, reducing from over 40 to more or less 20, which will make more agile the organization and also enhance some of the tools such as risks and issue registers. And at the end of this period, we have also conducted a very important critical process, which is contract management training in FIDIC model. FIDIC is the international standard for works contracts, which will be applied by MCA Niger as of October 2019. So it was very important to build the capacity for the managers to be able to apply the best practices of project and program management, and also contract and risks and issue management was reinforced. PMO structure, organizational structure of the PMO. In order to start up this important program, the Niger government established a unit in charge of coordinating the Millennium Challenge programs, who elaborated the project plans with the support of implementation partners that it hired. The implementation partners were the procurement agent, a fiscal agent in charge of accounting and payables, a program management consulting firm to play the role of program management office, providing tools, processes, and services to advise and manage the program in behalf of the MCA management. Thus, during the preparatory phase of the implementation of the program, the MCC and the UCPMC identified and chose the United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS, to serve as the PMO for the Millennium Challenge Account Niger. That officially took over the program since January 26, 2018. UNOPS PMO Compact provides advisory and technical supports to MCA Niger to creation and use of standardized project governance, planning, risks and issue management, and operational processes, and detailed schedules and budgets. Two other PMOs, more specifically on the infrastructure part for the irrigation and roads, were also established. Although the role of the PMO is oriented towards program and project management, a considerable part of its mission is also dedicated to technical review of deliverables and support for irrigation and road infrastructure engineers, as well as safety, health, and environmental experts, gender and social inclusion experts, land and resettlement experts, communication and partnership specialists. Moreover, the following figure highlights the reasons for the support, which must constantly follow a path clearly oriented towards obtaining sustainable results. The PMO Compact is organized according to MSP, Managing Successful Programs, which means that it is aligned with the program essence itself, which is flexible. So we provide full-time specialists which are dedicated for the span of the program, which is 5 years, but also we have flexible duration personnel who come and intervene as demanded by the life cycle of the projects and activities. The structure is divided in 3 big blocks. First of all, program level. At the program level, we have program officers and planners. We have document management and control specialists. We have program management advisors. We have senior environmental and social experts. We have senior gender and social inclusion expert. We have communication specialists and administrative assistants. At the activity level, which means at the irrigation and roads activities, we have 1 PMO each, which means that we have a project management office for irrigation, and we have a project management office for roads. These PMOs have both full-time and flexible duration personnel. The core team is normally has a deputy team leader. Has in the part of irrigation, we have irrigation design engineer, environmental advisor, gender and social inclusion officer, resettlement and land tenure advisor, document management and control assistant, and of course, administrative assistants. As flexible personnel, we have geotechnical dam safety engineer, which are home-based, geotechnical dam safety engineers who come on the mission in EMA, sedimentation transport hydrologists, irrigated cropping specialist, hydrodynamic irrigation machinery engineer, agricultural economist, and river hydraulic engineers. For the roads, we have flexible duration personnel dedicated to senior road DBOM specialist, assistant DBOM engineer, and road contract documentation specialist. The core team of the road PMO consists of the deputy team leader, the environmental advisor, gender and social inclusion officer, a roads document management assistant, and roads administrative assistant. As you see, from time to time, we have also external assurance and technical support from UNOPS headquarters, which come to do the maturity assessment of the program. PMO objectives, main functions and how they are provided to the customer.
In the design of Compact program, it's planned to provide the implementation team, the Millennium Challenge account Niger, with technical assistance and support in management of this program through a firm that will play the role of Program Management Office, PMO. During the preparatory phase of the MCC and UCPMC have identified UNOPS to serve as PMO at the Millennium Challenge account Niger. This approach was intended to respond to time constraints in the effective implementation of the program and to take advantage of the experience and operational capability of the United Nations system in the conduct of a large-scale operation in the areas where security can be threatened. In fact, the compacts are designed with no negotiable time frame, 5 years, and a given total budget, in this case, $437 million US. Thus, in accordance with the procedure of the Millennium Challenge Corporation, term of reference and request for proposal were submitted to UNOPS to begin the contracting process. The main tasks expected by UNOPS enlisted in the TOR and accepted during the negotiation are summarized as follows.
One of our goals is to update the master plan on a daily basis, which contains all the main activities and sub-activities of the project, as well as their corresponding budgets. It is based on a program work breakdown structure, WBS, and the following logical path critical scheduling system, maintained and updated as required. It serves as the basis for the program and project control system. Our PMO also has the mission to set up a document management system. This system is used to track and store all electronic documents and or images of the program. At this level, the service that our PMO tries to deliver is to simplify the collection and exchange of program data and provide capabilities in the areas of document categorization, search, and accessibility. We are also responsible for training MCA Niger staff on how to access and use the system. Finally, our Program Management Office intends to ensure that all program and project files are returned for reference, retrieval, and storage.
Our PMO assists the client with his recruitment tasks for service providers and construction companies in accordance with the contracting authority's guidelines for procurement. Our functions are assist the client in negotiating contracts with consultants and selected companies, assist the client in the procurement phase for works contracts, support the client in identifying and tracking any potential changes to the work. Upon completion of the project, support MCA Niger to verify that the companies or contractors have made all payments to subcontractors and suppliers and that certificates of completion are established in accordance with the contractual terms of the respective contracts. Coordinate the steps required to approve and transmit approved invoices to the fiscal agent. Obtain the required insurance for companies and service providers.
This task consists of supporting the development of internal and external communication for the client. As part of this task, the PMO provides the following services: prepare policy and procedure, control and control protocol for external communication, establish a standard letter format for written communication that must be approved by MCA Niger client, prepare a repair matrix for all reports and report template to be published, review and make recommendation to maintain the MCA Niger communication plan and processes. Support MCA Niger to ensure communication between all governmental and external entities involved in the activity of the program. Help identify appropriate needs and communication topics between stakeholders and all entities. And finally, assist in drafting communication material and developing communication strategy in collaboration with the MCA.
The Compact PMO will work with MCA Niger official, the fiscal agent and the procurement agent, the project managers, to assist the client in developing a comprehensive risk register and plan of action. As part of this task, the PMO must assist MCA Niger to regularly review the program master plan and budget to document known and anticipated changes in the core budget. Evaluate, document and report potential risk on a monthly basis, including estimated cost and impact and probability of occurrence. Develop a detailed mitigation plan for risk management, including specific actions and assignment of responsibility for risk management.
The PMO will work closely with the Monitoring and Evaluation Unit in Niger and MCC to ensure that program activity strictly adhere to program logic and evaluability and to ensure benefits are realized. The PMO will also assist the M&E unit in promoting compact scale compliance with timely monitoring requirements.
The objective of the environmental and social management system is to provide the clients with a robust operational tool to identify and address environmental, social, gender, monitoring and mitigation activities supported by the Compact program. The PMO developed and continue to maintain, with the collaboration of MCA Niger, the ESMS. All work performed within the framework of the Compact, including ESMS, has been designed and implemented to comply with the social and environmental performance standards of the International Finance Corporation, IFC. The PMO describes in the ESMS how MCA Niger will identify, mitigate, and monitor environmental, social, and gender risk, including health and safety, over the life of each Compact project and activities. This ESMS will be periodically evaluated by the PMO to ensure compliance with the IFC performance standards.
PMO results. Benefits generated by the PMO. In the last 2 years of its existence, PMO Compact has helped MCA Niger to go from level 1 to level 2 of maturity according to P3M3 model. In order to do so, PMO delivered lots of workshops and trainings as well as on-the-job trainings. These trainings were concentrated in areas such as stakeholder management, general contract management, FIDIC contracts, documentation management, health, safety, and environmental management, gender and social inclusion, earned value management, MS project, Prince 2 Foundation. This last one, Prince 2 Foundation, was given a preparatory course conducted by head of PMO Compact himself, and 32 MCA managers and engineers, as well as 24 UNOPS staff obtained their foundation certification. UNOPS Deputy PMO and Head of Planning and Documentation also got their practitioner certification. The processes were reviewed and enhanced, and tools were simplified from over 40 different templates to roughly 20 to gain agility and reduce unnecessary paperwork. Governance structure was reinforced by adopting effective program and project boards. A dashboard was developed extracting information from MS project risk and issue registers in Excel sheets. Pmo Next Steps. The next 12 months steps taken in the PMO. In the next 12 months of following actions besides routine planning, monitoring, and controlling and reporting activities are planned. First, migrate the Excel-based dashboard to Power BI. The second, review risk and issue management processes, tools to make it more practical. Third, review and enhance the quality management system, especially in the infrastructure sub-projects before the work starts. Fourth, deliver one more workshop on FDIC, more concentrated on payment certificates as well as claims. And also deliver a GENIS workshop. This modality is applied to roads projects of retrofit and maintenance of 2 national highways. The sixth item is monitor proactively the stakeholders' expectations to offer new or enhanced PMO services. After all this is done, we are going to have another evaluation of P3M3 to see the level of the maturity and make sure that we are on the right track. PMO is a very dynamic service organization and has always to review its processes and tools in order to generate more value for its stakeholders.